Alrighty. Welcome to Ambiguous Influence. I am Ambiguous Influence, and I will be doing the Controlled Flight into Terrain double feature with World of Horror in Monster Prom. If you're there and you can hear me, do feel free to give any advice on audio balancing between game and voice, because this game is rather, let's just say, loud. So, this is a fun little game, and we'll just dive right on into it. This'll do. Okay, so we're going to go to customize our playthrough. This is kind of a single-player exploration mystery game where we go around town solving mysteries, hoping to defeat an eldritch horror coming to destroy our little town. We'll just be playing with some very basic settings right now on this one. Randomize seed, why not? City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new, unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and our dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city, and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you've finally arrived in the doomed town. Alright, so this is our character selection. You can actually unlock a lot of them, but I just have some of the basics here. Let's go with random. Why not? Backstory is all we have. Now for difficulty, True Believer, Harbinger Dreams. Cultist is the standard difficulty, and it's already fairly difficult, so you know what, we're probably going to fail, but that's why I call this stream Controlled Flight into Terrain, double feature. After we play this for around an hour, we're also going to do around an hour of Monster Prom, a much sillier game, but still dark in its own way. Alright, so with that, we are going to begin our run. Yes, classic mode. Old gods are awakening. Your only chance of survival is solving 5 different mysteries. End of the world is at hand. Somewhere, a group of people gathers, trying to awaken their master. Select the old god and click again to confirm your choice. We have Kthik Atrasu, the spider god. I'm not going to do this one because arachnophobia warning. Itharu, the Devouring Fire, the supposed case of destruction of the Library of Alexandria. A perfect black marble statue has been recently discovered and is currently waiting in the Museum of 000 for its long-awaited premiere. And there are certain conditions they give you, like both your damage and your enemies is increased for him. For the spider, you can't run from combat. For the Towering Eye here, casting spells don't cost reason, but instead increase doom. And this one has rest increases doom penalty on Gyozo, the thing forsaken by God. But let's go with the Devouring Fire, why not? Alexandria, 48 BC. The supposed cause of destruction of the Library of Alexandria, a perfect black marble statue has been recently rediscovered and is currently waiting in the museum of our town for its premiere. Old gods rule. Both you and enemies receive extra damage. Backstory, World of Horror. Okay. Alright, so I believe that this one is the idol, and she actually starts with a companion. Safety numbers. Why did you sign that contract? +1 max reason at the end of the mystery. If you don't have at least 2 followers, lose 2 reason. Yes. So this is your doom. Basically, if this hits 100 any time during your run, game over. Any bullets you might have, any cigarettes you might have. And these are the 5 keys we get by solving 5 mysteries to unlock this lighthouse here. Real quick, we're just going to go through. This is our equipment screen. We currently don't have anything for that. Spells, nothing. Status, safety, numbers. We do have an ally in Ikumi. +1 to all skill checks in otherworld locations. Town status. As we solve mysteries, more of these get piled on top. because of course. This is where we level up. And options. So, let's go to your home. You check your mailbox. It's empty. Mega Merc. Alrighty. So this is the home screen between all of the mysteries. For now, let's just go to the bathroom. This is always nice to do. I don't have an empty bottle. Okay. Let's go for the small XP boost. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there's something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. So we have Bloody Brief of a Beckoning Bulletin, Eerie Episode of Evolving Eels, Alarming Account of Abnormal Arms, Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival, and Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape. Well, let's go for the Bloody Brief of a Beckoning Bulletin. Bloody Brief of a Beckoning Bulletin. As the decades roll on, technology has only developed further. These days, computer bulletin board software allows computers to communicate over phone lines. Wow! All it takes is a computer and a modem, and anybody can connect to a bulletin system, or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all the messages on that bulletin, and even post your own to start a conversation. What marvels. Many use them to share files, or to chat about their favorite topics, everything from video games to sports to idle culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird suicides, things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced that the deaths are linked to a bulletin system operated from somewhere within Shiokara. What is behind the suicides? How could so many people all be driven to take their own lives? Investigate this mystery. Even in the rumored bulletin system's phone numbers found, there is no hope to investigate without a computer that can connect to it. Maybe the school library has one that will work. And bonus objective right here, forced suicides. Investigate the forest twice to complete this quest. So first we're going to travel to the school. We're actually going to go to the schoolyard, costume to enter, and we can recruit allies or learn gossip. And since this character wants some allies, we're going to get some allies. Latest gossip. Yesterday, she told me she saw it again. If 000 didn't do those drawings, then who did? How did you do on your English exam? Did you hear? There's a cliff nearby with strangely shaped holes. I'm sure one was made just for you. Story. Kairi, Michi, Kahaku, Akito. Let's ask to join. Okay. Student D. +1 perception, yay. I'll just share a creepy story, dude. It's just a story, right? You don't know any good stories to share. Okay, so you can't just abuse it. Let's try to get you. +1 strength. And you know what? Why not you? Give me a break. Give me a break. Alrighty. Access rooftop? Set up a telescope. Talk with student. You should probably leave her alone. You don't have a telescope. Okay. So we might as well investigate the school. Investigating schoolyard. Oh boy, this one. Oh, what? Actually, I like some of the source on that thing. While the school's library computer doesn't have a modem, you happen to bump into a member of the computer club while asking around. She apparently just got a new system and is willing to let you borrow hers. Thanking her, you arrange to meet her at her home in the city. That sounds great, but first let's go to the forest, because why not? Abandoned hut. Following a trail of rotten fruit, you stumble upon a small forest shrine. It's probably dedicated to some local spirit. The small statue looks alien and menacing. You know what? Let's pray. Rolled perception check success. Kneeling by the shrine, you discover a small piece of paper tucked behind the statue, +5 XP. Okay, and investigate again. Clearing. Following the ghastly music, you find yourself in a forest. The sound is getting closer. Ribcage Woman. So this is combat. So in this game, the way you resolve combat is through this time bar, where you fill it up to 200 time units, then you launch your sequence. So first, because I do not have any weapons whatsoever, I'm going to go over to support actions, look for an improvised weapon, how to distract, combat skill, assess the situation, and as well, one-time use, okay. And I just regain 1 reason for 2 stamina. Okay, so for now I'm just going to launch this sequence. Found a broken bottle. Much obsessed with twisted sense of beauty, she takes the rib bones from beautiful women and uses them to hide and protect her own hideous face. So I have the broken bottle, fast to equip. Equip it. Set up a dodge. You see I have 73% chance to hit. Leaves me with that amount of time units. 1, 2, 3. Launch that sequence, dodge, attack. Okay, go back and do the same old rigmarole. Combat can really get you in that you want to do it to get XP, but it's a great way to get killed, so. I know shocking combat can get you killed. Let's stick with what's working for us right now. Okay, yeah. Dodging's not doing too much for me. You defeated Ribcage Woman, plus 10 health. After searching deep into the woods for some time, you discover the body of a young student clutching a note. Plus item, forced note. I write this for everyone wanting to stay behind. The sacrifice is worth it. Life's meaning comes from our relationships. Share death, and that connection will outlast you. Okay. There won't be anything left but us. Everyone here is waiting for you, so if you lose your resolve, just listen to the voice of humanity. Alrighty, that doesn't sound weird and cultish at all. Now, let's see if we can shop for items with the best merchant in any game ever. Go get the little sheepy. Okay, energy drink, camera, sewing kit, flashlight or backpack, or the random discount item. I'm gonna grab a flashlight. Compass. Ooh, that's nice. Camera. You know what, let's get the random item. Hey, empty bottle. We can use that later. We are going to equip the flashlight and investigate downtown. Investigating alley. You're pleasantly surprised to meet your old friend while waiting for a train. She undoubtedly changed a lot since you last seen her. These days, she's modeling a web form dedicated to the paranormal. Maybe she knows something useful. Let's invite for... that's probably cash. No, we have a cash. In between conspiracy theories and Bigfoot sightings, you hear a worrying rumor about an old god slowly awakening to rule the earth once again. How useful. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up to your apartment stairs, teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. Goddamn computers are heavy. Back in the day. Okay, and investigate the apartments. A woman jumps out of her apartment covered in gore. Between sobs, she tries to explain what happened. She was taking a shower when suddenly the shower head started spraying blood. A trail of blood leads into a dark apartment. So since I'm more towards... well, I have charisma and perception both at 8, but I feel... let's try and calm her down. And we fail anyways. When you touch her shoulder, she gets hysterical. Her reaction shocks you. You move away as more neighbors enter the corridor. -2 reason. Wipe the sweat from your brows, you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. Newscaster on the TV says that the suicide rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in other nearby towns. You'll need to act quickly. I'm just going to check my empty bottle real quick. Okay. Corridor. It's a bad time to be out of cash, says the grim-looking man who is standing in your way. Our company, fortunately, specializes in cases like yours and will gladly help you get back on track. After all, he takes a step closer, and you can swear there's a faint smell of rust about the man. Everyone has something to sell. Jar of blood, fondest memory, or peace of mind, which I'm guessing is stamina, XP, or reason. Let's go with reason. The man smiles, handing you an envelope. You feel like you've made a huge mistake. Oh, just 5% doom. Wonderful. Hoping to find a lead, you head to the hospital. With how many deaths there have been, the hospital is in chaos. The staff look exhausted. When the receptionist lets her head down onto the desk for a minute, you slip out of the waiting room and into the hospital corridors. You're stopped by a masked man wearing a lab coat. He introduces himself as a researcher from Tokyo University, testing a new treatment method that's promised to revolutionize modern medicine. Holding on to a pile of documents, he tells you that he can heal your wounds for free. You just need to sign here. You know, given how low my stamina is, I'm okay with this. Luck check failure. Later, you wake up in an abandoned surgical ward within the old part of the hospital with a nasty new wound. The doctor is nowhere to be seen, and I have a broken jaw and I can't cast spells. Yay. You overhear two nurses talking about a girl whose suicide attempt failed. Apparently, she was recovering at her grandparents' home at the village of the city's outskirts. You exit the hospital and make your way to the nearest bus stop. While you walk through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Realize what's happening? Perception success. They stole your wallet. You quickly grab their arm, and they drop it before disappearing into the crowd. +5 experience. As you pull into the village bus stop, a news story comes on the bus driver's radio. An entire class of Shikokawa students leapt in front of a train, hand in hand. You move urgently as you exit the bus and begin searching down the village streets. Feeling hungry, you've entered a small local restaurant and ordered the daily special made with today's catch. Just where the hell did the fisherman go? One bite won't hurt. Strength success. Feeling the eyes of the restaurant guests on your back, you take a small bite of the smelly seafood. It's surprisingly good, but you kindly refuse another serving. +5 experience and +1 stamina. You find the girl's house. Her grandparents greet you solemnly. They thank you for your effort to stop the deaths. Forgive her, her grandfather says as he leads you to her bedroom. She's a kind girl. Something has happened to her. As you stand in the middle of the field, frozen in terror, a rip in our reality shows the horrible future of our planet. Seeing the familiar figure looking back at you, you can't help but wonder if it's our world that's just an illusion. Let's go into the portal. You and the figure get closer to the portal, ready to swap places. Lost in time and space, you drift in nothingness until something pulls you toward the light. The temperature abruptly drops, and then you shudder in the icy cold. You find yourself in the middle of a snowy wasteland. A sudden gust flings you to your knees. You inhale deeply, feeling your chest tighten and ache. Your fingers and ears are already numb and freezing. You have to move. Move toward the pyramid. Strength failure. The frozen guard corpses watch you silently as you cut yourself from the razor-sharp edges of the ice. Ooh! Cut artery. -1 stamina each investigation and -2 strength. Shite. Okay. The recovering girl is more than happy to not only confirm the bulletin's existence, but to give you its number. You have to do what it tells you. Trust me, you won't regret a thing. She beams at you as her grandmother struggles to make her swallow the pain medication. I'll be back to join you all soon. Wait for me, okay? Disquieted, you give the grandparents your phone number and hastily leave. So I'm actually going to head to the hospital and get some healing done. Let's get this cut artery taken care of. I am now only badly bruised. That's one fund. One fund. And I have no money, of course, so yay. Okay. Now let's go to the village. No one answers when you knock at Professor Takuchi's door. This is odd, since he's normally punctual about his appointments. The smell of blood tells you that something's wrong, and you quickly open the door and make your way inside. There's no sign of the professor, but the quality of blood everywhere leaves little doubt as to what happened. But how? And why? So let's search the room for clues. Knowledge check failure. You search the room but can't find anything. The sound of police sirens forces you to jump through a broken window and you're injured. Mangled hand. Attacking in combat deals 1 stamina damage to you. Of course. So remember what I said about this game being hard? Okay, as you arrive home, you dial the number and put the handset onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fan exhales. The system hums. You hear a brief dial tone, and then it finally connects. Welcome home. Do you like it? No. It's okay. You don't have to be ready yet. Everyone will wait for you. Your connection suddenly cuts off. When you attempt to reconnect, you find that the number has been blocked from accessing the bulletin. Dejected, you solemnly pack up the computer to give it back. However, when you arrive back at the computer club, you find a note on the door. See you all soon. You soon learn that all members leapt in front of a train holding hands. With little other choice, you saw off the computer, the guilt weighing on you all the while. -3 reason, +5 doom, +3 funds. You find the bulletin's number in the phone book, but when you arrive at the address, you find the place empty. The bulletin was moved. Out of desperation, police begin confiscating modems and banning students from computers. Despite this, the suicides only seem to grow faster. They spread even further beyond Shikagawa, too. Your guts twist into knots every time you pass by the computer club's door. Bloody brief of the beckoning bulletin. Ending C. Rewards for solving this mystery. Knowledge is key. +30 XP. 15 XP for a thorough investigation. There's still hope. -3 doom. And +1 reason and stamina. The old god stirs. The imposing shadow cast by the old lighthouse is getting longer each day. Lighthouse gets 1 additional floor. So let's go to my home. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Take the key. Okay, so we're going to go to the restroom, bottle some water, and that is just a +1 stamina we can use when we need to. I mean, makes sense, because that way you can't just... Let's get the small XP boost. We're doing pretty good for there. Ooh, level! You've advanced to the next experience level. Select 1 perk and 1 stat upgrade. So we have Quick Thinking, +1 Dexterity. There's always a way out from seemingly hopeless situations. Folklore Studies, +1 Knowledge of various rituals and regional myths. Leadership, +1 Charisma. Natural ability to guide others. Let's go for Leadership. And then we don't really need some healing, so let's instead up one of our stats. And let's up our dexterity, why not? And let's go for the eerie episode of Evolving Eels. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around. It's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back, you know, the one who studies fish? You shrug, opening the door. Kana follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time, she grins. Investigate the mystery. Oh, and Kana's a follower now. Oh, that is so nice. Okay. Kana, I saw the creepy neighbor carrying some jaws inside his apartment. I wonder, what weird fish did he find this time? Will you check it out? He will surely recognize me if I try to do it myself. Please? And our bonus is ichthyology. Investigate the seaside location twice to complete this quest. Well, let's try that seaside then. Hardware shop. Flare gun. Flashlight. Crowbar. Can of acid. I'm going to exit without buying, and actually I have to look at my wounds. Yeah, I still got all of this stuff. So let's head to the hospital, drive our doom up even more. 1 fund to heal that. And 2 funds to heal that. Oh. Well, let's try that seaside. The town's docks are a mix of modern warehouse, small shops, and bars where the alternative crowd gathers. An ancient wooden temple occupies the small hill at the town center. Let's look for a warehouse job. Strength check success. There's always a job for a strong person like you. You help with moving crates and exchange recent seaside gossip with the workers. Plus 2 funds, plus 5 XP. A heat wave continues with record temperatures. Continuing investigation takes more time and effort. Minus 2 stamina. You may be going crazy, but you swear something is watching you from the sea. Alright, let's head back to the hospital. Broken jars... I'm not casting spells, so it's not really worth it. Lobby. Wandering through an empty corridor, you find an old vending machine. You don't recognize the brands of soda inside, but you could really use a drink. Get the cheapest one. Dex failure. You buy a can of off-brand soda, and when you reach for it, something inside the machine catches your hand. You have to jerk it out, injuring yourself. Exposed ribs. Next, 20 max stamina. Here's off this event. Dude's working at school, right? We couldn't break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? It must be empty, because he's just come back and his classes begin next week. Investigate the school. You hear a faint sound while walking outside the biology classroom. Inside is an old anatomy model, its heart beating. The sight almost makes you sick. -1 stamina. You do find the neighbor's office at school is empty. You do find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fish. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take 1 jar home. Have you ever seen an eel like this before? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How can she sip her soda so calmly, staring at this creepy creature? Lobby. Passing by a faulty elevator, its doors suddenly open. You take a step back, noticing a weird, tall woman standing in the darkness. Do you live here? I've never seen you. Okay, so she does reason damage. Let's dodge. 4, 5, 2, 3. Slash Cyclops neighbor. The enemy seems to be weak against that type of weapon. And then she attacked me. Dodge. Okay, so she is doing the reason damage to me. I still want to just try and dodge just in case. Cyclops neighbor kicks you. I don't think she was able to do anything that time. You defeated Cyclops' neighbor, plus 14 XP. I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go check it out. Is this eel even alive? So I will go to the hospital for the exposed ribs, though. Stable condition. Yes. You know what? Let's go for the fondest memory. Okay, that's -3 reason plus 2 funds. Connor is right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry since some of the papers look salvageable. You both return to your apartment to try to decipher the notes. Investigate. Legend from the prefecture. Eels tell of a small village of robbers who would kill all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake full of eels. Eels of the prefecture could lay their eggs inside human. Wonderful. That's weird. Your neighbor really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice-cold water is a good idea. That's probably a strength check. The hot bath is so inviting that you spend an extra hour on it, plus 1 doom. Kana, there must be something more we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder what he's hiding in there. You shrug noncommittally. You just wish you could throw this damn jar in the trash. Investigate seaside. Suddenly, the air around you begins to whirl. A supernatural wave of freezing wind is approaching. Brace yourself. Strength check failure. The blizzard chills you to the bone and disappears as quickly as it began. Thinking about how stupid it is of Kana to try and bring to your neighbor's apartment, you go to sleep. You spend the entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? Hey, Kana. Kana's not home. You should check later. Thinking about how stupid it is of Kana to try and bring you to your neighbor's apartment, you go to sleep. The pool is empty at this hour. It's dark, but you could swear something was moving under the surface of the water. Turn on the lights. You turn on the lights. Luckily for you, no horrors lurk in the water, plus 1 reason. Kana has been missing since yesterday. You decide to check out the neighbor's apartment yourself. You cautiously enter the neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels, flailing around relentlessly. Where is Kana? Let's head to bathroom. The swollen body of your neighbor is rotting away inside putrid, murky waters. Both his eyes are missing, with countless tiny blood trails leading from them in all directions. Bedroom. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something behind in my own eye now, too. You must go to the hospital, or you must puncture her eye now. Oh. Gore discretion shot, folks. You found a new item. Okay, then. Shocked, you see countless tiny eels crawling out of your friend's eye in all directions. Will Kana even survive the blood loss? You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting area. Wake up, dude. You've been sleeping for over 3 hours. You gradually open your eyes to see your friend Kana is wearing an eye patch. Not so pretty anymore, eh? I couldn't exactly tell the doctors the truth about what happened, and I'm pretty sure I won't be blinking with my left eye anytime soon. But thank you for saving my life. You're still processing the events of the previous night. Corpse-eating eels that lay their eggs in ice? Sitting with your friend Kana before your apartment building, you watch the police officers emptying out the neighbor's palace. eerie episode of Revolving Eels, ending A. Okay. And we got all the basic and stuff. Old God stirs, the air feels heavy, making it hard to breathe. The rest action is less effective. There's a rest action? I haven't played this game in a while. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Okie dokie. First, to locate the bathroom, we're gonna bottle some water. We're gonna get some extra reason restored. And save loading. Do some action. Watch TV. Take a bath. Change clothes. Yeah, there's different outfits you can have, like that one, that one, that one. I like that one. And let's go grab a mystery. Alarming account of abnormal arms. Far out fable of a fear festival. Far out fable of a fear festival. Your aunt has sent you a letter inviting you to a curious sounding festival. It's held every 27 years in a small village. You don't like the sound of it, but your parents both agree and you need a break from all the stress. Inside the letter, there's a bus ticket. Maybe what's the worst thing that could happen, you ask yourself as you board the bus. Today's goal, explore the weird village. Just when you thought your stomach couldn't handle it anymore, the janky old bus stops at its destination. You get up and take a deep breath before looking around. It's a small village, and the nearby fields are surrounded by a thick forest. Someone is waiting for you. A fat man wearing dusty overalls approaches you. It's the inn owner, who promises to pick you up. Following close behind him, your eyes are drawn to his hands, which are so deformed they resemble claws more than hands. Okay, so I still have the hasty aid. I can't do anything to discard it. Okay, your group has arrived in the village and is currently unpacking at the inn, giving you some time to explore. Festival begins at evening. To progress this mystery, choose actions that will advance the clock. As you learn about the terrible secrets of the village, more actions will unlock. Check out the inn, your room free action, or explore the weird village. Let's check out my room. The inn's room is dusty, like it hasn't been seen any visitors in years. You wonder if anyone cleaned it ago since the last festival 27 years ago. There's a folder of available activities lying on the table. Let's relax a bit. You patch up your wounds and enjoy the nature. +1 reason and +1 stamina. So, enjoy the festival for free action, or explore the weird village to advance the clock, or just skip time. Let's enjoy the festival. There's still some time before the festival starts. The locals are seemingly busy, setting up stands and decorating the place. A few stands are already open, but you can't shake off the feeling something is wrong. It's getting late. Enjoy festival, buy souvenirs, look for friends. Best dog! Cook it and eat it. Holy candle. Happy cut. Lucky earrings. You know, let's scrap the mask. And decrypt it, why not? Yes. Beauty. Advances the clock. Investigating street. Unseasonal floods have closed many of the roads. Look for an alternative way. +3 doom. Learn more about the festival itself. A weird sound wakes you up. You step close to the window and look out. You can't see anything and get ready to go back to bed when suddenly the moon comes out from behind the thick clouds. 300 figures are standing at the forest edge. One by one, they light torches and disappear behind the trees. What was that about? They all wore strange masks. Should you follow them into the forest or try to find more information about the festival? Let's investigate. You try to lose the masked man that has been following you the whole morning. You eventually find yourself in a dead end, looking for where you hear a branch snapping behind you. Cult delinquent. Well, you know what? We're gonna book it. Let's go into the forest. You discover an old campsite located on the edge of a small clearing. The tent has been knocked down, and the food and utensils have been scattered everywhere. Let's search the tent. Luck failure. The amount of gore inside leaves no doubt about what happened to the owner. -2 stamina. Thicket. It's said that the famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps his mysticism has seeped into it. Let's try it. Knowledge. Failure. +2 doom. Okay, back to the inn. You overhear 2 masked villagers. They're talking about something awakening at the next dawn. You wonder what it is. It's not safe here. You sight a black entrance to your room for it at the nightstand. Festival is ending tomorrow, and you can't be too careful. Shrine. The trail to an abandoned Shinto shrine is overgrown and steep. However, it could be an important place to investigate. Take the quick route. Strength check failure. You hurt your knee badly when you step on a loose stone fall. You limp to the back to get the injury checked. Let's enjoy a festival. Hey there, would you like to just look at this fine game? Get 1 ticket. I can't afford a raffle ticket. Why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Is that blood? Where's everybody? Find the missing people. Trail of blood and sickly swelling sludge lead to an outskirt of the village. Somewhere in the dark forest, there's an answer waiting for you. Rest at camp. Rest at camp. Rest at camp. Rest at camp. Oh, that is skyrocketing my doom. Oh. Fondest memory. Abandoned hut. While wandering through the woods, you discover strange carvings on the trees, and, by the look of them, they were made recently. Could they be connected to the current mystery? Knowledge check success! You're certain the missing people are here. You are on the right trail. Level up. Folklore. Fame. Imparting gift. Let's go with folklore studies and up our reason. You start to recognize some of the paths and rocks you've seen earlier. A sudden storm forces you to find shelter in a nearby cave. Looking around, you discover strange markings on the cave's walls. Use your flashlight. The flashlight's beam reveals additional symbols hidden in the shadows. You help interpret the spell's instructions drawn on the wall's cave. Grow Teeth. Adds a new combat action, Bite, until the end of the mystery. Cost 2 stamina. And we are going to forget this spell for one reason. Enter Overgrown Factory. Captured. While exploring the factory, you've been caught by masked people you've seen from the inn's window. Tied up, they bring you to the cult leader. We knew you'd come. You hear a raspy voice. Your aunt's voice, coming from behind the priest's weird masks. She signals toward a door behind him. Our master is waiting for a final blood sacrifice. Okay. I think I just lost. With a loud bang, the ancient horror disappears and the high priest falls to the floor, grabbing their shoulder. The last thing you see before blacking out are the beams of flashlights in the hands of police officers saving you from the fall. Later that day, detectives interrogating you are confused when you tell them about the ritual, blood, and eldritch beings. The village is abandoned with no traces of blood anywhere. You were the only one seeing the ancient horror. Far out fable of a fear festival, ending 1. While you couldn't catch the leader of the cult to interrogate them, the people are safe. You board the old bus, wondering what would have happened if you didn't stop the ritual in time. God stirs. What? I was sworn it was Monday, not Tuesday, right? Oh, shit. So, yeah, we're gonna lose on Doom alone here, but so goes life. Let's do warm water. So, bottle, ritual mask. Let's use it. Ooh, nice. +2 stamina. Alarming account of abnormal arms. I remember when it started. The woman next door was strangled to death in her bed, with no sign of forced entry. The killer was never found, and the apartment remained vacant. The door to her apartment was closed, and she lived alone. What other ways in are there? Maybe you can get the apartment plan to compare with other flats. Investigate the hospital twice to complete this quest. Hospital. Waiting room. You meet with your friend, who has recently started her nurse practice. You lazily chat on the roof of the hospital, watching the sunset. Now would be the perfect opportunity to ask about recent, unearthly events. Let's do that. Hey, her stories about missing patients, mysterious surgeries, and strange infection are helpful, but they kill the mood. You must leave this place. +10 experience, -2 reason. Pharmacy. A sudden blast of heat grabs your attention. An older man standing next to you screams in pain as he's engulfed in fire from seemingly nowhere. As other people start to panic and help the burn victim, you spot a hooded woman standing in the distance. When she sees you, she starts to run. You can't shake the feeling that you were the target of this supernatural attack. Dex check failure. The hooded woman disappears behind a corner, and when you get there, she's gone, already mixed with the crowd. They failed to stop you today, but you're sure they'll try again and again. Anatomical Museum Archive displays a specimen with elongated arms and jellified bones. A sudden growl coming from behind a corner makes you stop. Okie dokie. So if I run, I doom, and she could kill me, so this is probably gonna, yeah, this is the smartest thing. The apartment is on the 3rd floor. There's no way somebody used the window to escape the murder scene. Fire escape. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. Read the letters. You've attracted the attention of something truly evil. Okay. You notice the odd placement of ventilation shafts. They seem too small for anyone to crawl through, though. Fire escape. You hear the rustling on the other side of the apartment door. Someone is trying to get in. Well, you know what? We're doomed anyways. You're too late. When you arrive at the museum, the firefighters are already struggling to contain the spreading fire. You manage to step through the police and run inside. You make your way inside the exhibition hall as your skin gets charred. The last thing you see is Ithuru, finally breaking free from its marble casket. You've perished. Cause of death, perished in a hecatomb. Level 3. Difficulty level, cultist, equipped, broken bottle. Alrighty. Your playthrough lasted 48 minutes, 8 seconds. In this one, you managed to solve 3 mysteries plaguing the town. You saw 20 new events. You encountered 5 new enemies, and you unlocked 2 new achievements. Well, what do you know? Oh, continue. And then it just brings us back to the main menu. Let's look at extras, because apparently I got some achievements. Let's take a look-see. Have 30 cigarettes in your inventory. So I have Paranor Agent, defeat an enemy with a baseball bat. Oh, that's cool. At any point in the game, have 4 followers. Meet a school wraith haunting the corridor. Roll 1 during a stat check. World's doomed. Lose your playthrough due to doom. Unlocks gruesome totem. Lose your playthrough due to recent loss. Okay. And then there's offense codexes. Oh yeah, like tons of like little collection, I guess, is what you would call it. Okie dokie. So back to menu. And now we are going to actually switch on over to Monster Prom for the second half of our double feature. And give me one moment, and I'll be right back with that one. Alrighty. Ooh, someone's getting in trouble. Alrighty, so this is Monster Prom, one that you're probably somewhat familiar with, and it is the dating sim of monsters. So let's get to it. One player. I think I'll go for second term. Full game. Spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives, back when we were young and unafraid. Sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. So I always play Vicky because, I mean, look at her, she was so cute, how can you not? Go back the day.
Sweet!
And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 6 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 8 most charismatic classmates. Scott Howe, 21, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly large heart. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19, a sweet mermaid princess who was cute, as she was genocidal. Holly Geist, 22, a party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things. Damien LeVay, 21, a fearless demon with a taste of destruction and a love of fire. Liam Delancourt, 400 and something, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid the fact that he was truly a lovable dork. Zoe, forever, an eldritch cutie who went from endless deity of the dark realms to ultimate fangirl. Calculestra Hewitt Picard version 1.0, a library computer who had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. And Vera Oberlin, 23, a mean self-made gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear it had to be one of them, but who? We only had 6 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, only 6 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Welcome to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more. We're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever, trademark. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character's stats. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start! What is your soul emoji? The emoji that speaks to the truth of your soul. Caucasian guy with a turban because fuck stereotypes. Octopus emoji. Best animal on earth. I know 5 mixed drinks, 3 drug cocktails, and 17 sex positions that involve one or several octopi. Snowman. Because that motherfucker in the middle of the blizzard and he's fucking smiling. He doesn't give a fuck about blizzards and he has a kick-ass hat. Well, we are going to go for the snowman. Okay, it's your chance to fix global warming. Just updating the stream data real quick for Monster Prom. Go ahead. Nah, the world is doomed, but I'll start investing in chips and start profitable business from the soon-to-be covered by water part. Global warming isn't real, I invented it, and now science is claiming authorship because science is slaying copycat with no original ideas. It's time to be a real hero. I'll lead a mission to the sun in order to invite to the sun to the party of its life. We'll have so many hilarious misadventures that the sun will eventually become cooler. I like that one. That's the sexiest type of knowledge love can have. Sports things, obscure 80s movie trivia, lyrics to all Disney songs, an accurate approximation of all fictional creatures' genitalia, a bachelor's in engineering, how to make a killer cocktail out of anything. That one. If you were an ice cream, which flavor would you be? Spicy chocolate and chocolate on fire. Neat. Success. Plutonium. Double creme de la Gruyere in meringues. I'm sorry, that's Gruyere. Or Ikasumi. Why not? It's Japanese. Why, hello. I see I have found one person out there.
Let's go.
Real quick, audio balancing between game and voice. Are we doing good? Alright, so right now we have pretty good stats except for Charm, which is absolutely abysmal. And it is so abysmal I am just going to forget about it and focus on everything else. So right now let's try to up our creativity with the auditorium. That day when rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have decided to give you figurative marital handshake. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rare by high school play standards. You gain +2 creativity. Meanwhile, Zoe seems to have trapped Polly in some sort of eldritch binding circle. This should be good. Tell me! Girl, what is your chill? I already told you like a million times how I died. Yeah, but each time you tell me something different. Tried to fuck a toaster, suffocated by a good booty, gun salad, I've heard them all. But what's the truth, Polly? Huh?
Seriously?
It's none of your business. No, but it is my hobby and hobbies matter, Polly. Plus the fans have a right to know. Fans have a right to leave me the hell alone. Secrets are sexy. If secrets are so sexy, then how come God invented online encyclopedia? Trademark. What? God, you know that's not true. Now let me out of this binding circle. I've got a haunted math next period. Sure, yeah, if you tell me how you really died. Polly gives you a pleading look. Zoe gives you an excited look. As usual, it's up to you to figure out who to help. Polly was right, secrets are sexy, and I'll prove it with my new espionage AU spooky highly classified. And Zoe deserves to know the truth, and if you tell it to her, Polly, I'll give you a huge bag of cocaine. I'm gonna side with Zoe on this one.
Yay!
Hey. You know that's the way to my ghost heart is through my ghost nostrils? Come here, you beautiful whore. Let me give you the gory details. Polly beckons Zoe over and whispers in her ear. Oh wow, that many, huh? But how did the linebackers get out of their... the entire San Diego Zoo? But where would you even get that much cream cheese? Oh, I see, it was a Wednesday. Well, that pretty thoroughly answers my question. Now you see why I didn't want to tell anyone? Oh, absolutely. That is way too hot for public consumption. Your secret's safe with me. Yes. I get to keep my secret and I get cocaine. Score! You're pretty sure Polly told another very not real story about her death, but Zoe's impressed at your negotiation skills. You leave Polly enjoying her newly acquired treat, and you and Zoe get smoothies. You gain +2 charm and +1 fun. So how's everyone doing out there? Having a good night? Enjoying, relaxing?
Let's go.
Alright, so since we already got Zoe with a romance, let's see if... Oh, I don't think there is a free stats table this time around, so you know what, let's continue on the Zoe train. It's not like Zoe and Miranda aren't always the perkiest of gals, but they seem extra perky as they skitter around writing things down in notebooks. Doubtless you are admiring our great work, Vicky. You see, we are now food critics. Zoe has hired me for her magazine, totally a real food magazine. It's an honor to have you on board, Your Highness. Zoe holds up a bunch of papers stapled together with doodles of crayon that seem to be eldritch runes, with some sparkly, scratchy sniff and stickers stuck on top of them. If we are quiet and subservient, you may watch us in our quest to be the best food critics ever. I was a little hesitant about founding this very legitimate magazine, since I'm new to eating things other than minds and souls. And I usually have my eating serfs eat for me, but then Zoe and I realized we were absolute best food critics according to our test audience, which was compromised of Miranda's food serfs. Now, watch us create culinary criticism magic. First up, macaroni and cheese. This food item contains both macaroni and cheese, and therefore deserves 5 stars for this accurate description. Next, couscous with vegetables. I never tried it, and pieces seem way too small to even register in my many mouths. I would try it either, but the name sounds very, very fancy, so 5 stars. Here is this microwave. Ah yes, in this very shiny, very cubic shaped, which has both good qualities for food. 5 stars. Here are some french fries. They don't seem to be particularly French, but they do seem particularly un-French either. Oh dear, how will we ever determine the Frenchosity? Shh, easy, that's your speciality. Zoe, you should give the french fries a French kiss worthy of the most epic of French fictions to check out how good they are at French kissing, and therefore calculate their Frenchosity. Miranda, obviously you're the most qualified to determine this. The only way to establish Frenchosity is to actually go to France. Just send an eating serf over to check it out. How did you know about my French-themed spooky high AU Les Monsterables? You truly are a #1 fan, aren't you, Vicky? If by #1 fan she means trying to get her tentacles on prom night, then sure. If you find them to be sufficiently good kissers, my eldest compatriot, I will join you in this endeavor. It will be good practice for me when my prince comes along, provided I am not in an enchanted slumber at the time. I really feel like people shouldn't be kissing people in any kind of slumber, but that's a separate issue. So I'm just going to make out with a fried potato now. She does. Yes, I found that kiss to be both French and fried. 5 stars.
Spoiler alert.
5 stars.
You
And Vicky,
rock.
maybe you and I can work on other kissing adventures sometime. Heck yeah, and you do. It's called giving butterfly kisses to honey roasted butterflies to determine their butterfly factor. 5 stars.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so what do we want to raise up now? Outdoors is where the merchant is right now. So, let's go with smarts in the classroom. That day, you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense of the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain +2 smarts. You're living your spookiest life when you hear the giggling of an eldritch cutie pie meet the snorting of an angry prince of hell. I'm not saying that this is definitely how you lost your horn, I'm just saying that's one of my headcanons for it. Headcanon? Yeah, how I imagine you lost in my mind when I think of all the cool adventures everyone at Spooky High must have gone on before I joined you all as a regular girl. Regular girls don't come and ask me if I nobly sacrifice my horn for the coven because I'm secretly horny for hope. Okay, but I also have a Spooky High Seas AU where the whole school is a pirate ship and you lost your horn to a bad case of scurvy. What? Fuck scurvy. If I was a pirate, I only get the coolest, most dangerous diseases. I also wrote a Human High AU where you're not missing your horn at all, you're missing a wang. How is a horn an analog for a wang? Also, don't answer that. Stop making up canons about my head. The only canons I like are the ones with 2 ends. I'll happily stop making up head canons, if you tell me the real story. I don't like any of these options. You could just tell Zoe that Damien lopped off one of his horns to piss off his dads. You feel like you've heard that somewhere. But friends don't tell friends their other friends' horny secrets. This looks like a job for lying. And maybe, just maybe, you can use your answer to impress one of the others of your very attractive classmates. As we all know, demon horns are a powerful aphrodisiac. It's not hard to imagine how Damien lost his. Wink. Or, who gives a fuck how Damien lost his horn? You should see what the other guy lost. It was most things. I'm gonna go with this one.
Whoa!
So
That's crazy!
Fuck yeah! That's fucking right. You've seen the other guys. Guys, there were 5 of them. Oh my god, they were. Tell me all the names. I'm going to write them all down and include plenty of details so everyone knows how true the story is. Yeah, totally. They were all giants and their names were Star Eater, Monster Sleep Nightmare, Deathfucker, and Beast Mode and Hope Killer. You finished for him. And the 2 of you quickly proceed to, yes, end the fuck out of the situation. You're talking about Deathfucker's shotgun. which is also a shotgun that shoots shotguns that shoots lasers. And the laser's on fire, and the fire is poison, you continue. And the poison is made of the blood of Beast Mode, because I killed him first. This is also interesting and important, and every single word of the super accurate story is going into this fanfiction. I'm going to be the most accurate, spooky, high fic ever. I can't wait for the whole world to hear about that time the Hope Killer paid for you taking his horn with his life, and with his $1 trillion inheritance, you'll come into a few years, so everyone should fear you now.
Fucking metal!
You think that after being a nightmare deity for a few centuries, you'd be a little harder to fuck with. Don't get me wrong, it's fun having someone around who I know did more murders than I did once upon a time. She can be just a little much. Instead of worrying about whatever crazy shit she's going to write about my missing horn, why don't you and I focus on everything I have that isn't missing? Dang, that includes at least 4 limbs, his other horn, and his junk! Awesome! You gain +2 charm and +1 smarts.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so time to raise some stats. Merchants at the library, so I actually will raise, I think actually creativity again. No, let's go with charm. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. Looking around for a distraction, you spot Scott proudly flexing, while Zoe sits before him, frowning into her notebook. You figure she's trying to draw his ripped bod, so you offer to give some drawing tips. Drawing? What? I'm not drawing anything. I'm writing a fanfic about Scott's muscles. What? You are? I thought I was just over here flexing for no reason, like usual. Well, I'm trying to write a fanfic, but so far it's going slower than the first 20 issues of Snail Person Literature Club. You glance at Zoe's notebook. It looks like she's just copied out Online Encyclopedia TM list of all the muscles. Oh, I can help. You know, poetry says you can't spell muscles without some of the letters from adversity. You should add a bad guy who fights against all my good muscles.
What?
That's been done already. It's like you haven't even read Scott versus Muscle-Hating Herbert. And that's exactly my problem. That nobody reads your fanfics?
Are you for
What?
real?
No, my problem is that I need to put an original spin on this fic, but my mind's more blank than the minds of all those cultists who thoughts I used to devour. Well, have you thought about adding a bad guy who fights against all my good muscles? This conversation is clearly going nowhere without your help. Quick, fix Zoe's fic! Scott's right, the story needs an antagonist, and everyone knows that the true natural enemy of muscles is leaf-scaled gulper shark. Many muscle stories have been told, but how many have been told from the perspective of the muscles? I like this one. From the perspective of the muscles? Did someone say muscles? This is more revolutionary than my spooky high treason French Revolution AU! Starring partly as the hard-prying ghost of Marie Antoinette. What tag is better, biceps cross tripsius or bicepsius? Does vastus laterus cross vastus medialis count as self-cest? I don't want to know. Oh my god, I can't even merge this with my spooky ICU Grey's Anatomy mashup AU. I repeat, did somebody say muscles? Zoe is too excited to reply. She's already busy writing the story of an idealistic young pectoralis major who falls for world-weary gluteus maximus. You gain +2 fun and +1 charm. Bench time.
Let's go.
Alrighty. Oh, some minor characters. Good lord, all you want to eat is in peace, and yet we're here to save the world. Yeah, you know. From you, Dimitri.
Such a disgrace.
You wound me, truly you do. After all I've done for you, or like done to us, what about that time you betrayed us in the middle of a climactic battle, then unbetrayed us, then betrayed us 3 more times? Or that other time, the next morning, the empty bed? Why can't they all talk at separate entities so you know which one is Porky and Dimitri? Then so be it. Let's eat into this once and for all. And not like the last time I said that, or the time before. This time I mean it. For real.
Enough of this.
Yeah, no, same. For real this time. Once and for all. This is like the 7th final battle these dorks have had this week. You've had it with this bullshit. You take a fistful of ketchup packets and spew them all over Dimitri. Maybe someone will get his cape and he'll run it away to get it dry cleaned. What's this? Blood? Oh, how you wound me, my loves. I feel no pain but that in my heart. I must slink off to some cave to lay in agony between life and death, waiting to be tended to. You spot Dmitri squeezing some of the ketchup onto a hot dog and taking a bite on his way out of the cafeteria. What is that dude's deal? Truly, thank you for selflessly helping us against our adventure, Vicky. Nah, it was selfish. You really just wanted to eat in peace, but whatever.
We must save the day.
In return, allow us to help you on one of your adventures. Why not? We can go ahead and help you with saving the ancient enigma of your algebra homework, or going to retrieve the legendary bag of lasagna-flavored chips from the supermarket down the street while you risk your life protecting this cafeteria table. This sounds like smarts. Let's go for this one. We have heard tales of these lasagna-flavored chips, mostly through pleasant songs coming to us from our phones in 10-second increments. Very well. As long as you promise to guard this cafeteria table with your life.
Always the same
Wait,
with you.
why do you need to guard this? Never mind, whatever. You helped us, we'll help you. That's what decent people do. That's what decent people do. Okay, Devin, sure, whatever. I bet they're always try to be their best selves. Why are they even at the school? All right, here are your chips. Don't ask why it took so long. It doesn't matter who was or wasn't making out with the near-death Dmitri in a secret cave somewhere, as sweat clung dramatically to his chiseled abs, and his breathing was ragged as he danced on the edge of life and death, and a tough choice had to be made as to whether to spare his life. Here's your change. Goodbye. Your change? You didn't give them any money. Well, in the hurry to avoid further questions that we're going to ask, you really don't care. They give you +4 money. Sweet deal.
Let's go.
Alright, so merchants in class, let's boost creativity of the auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you aren't especially good nor inspired. For once, it seems you aren't getting the classic creativity boost from the auditorium. But afterwards, while talking to your classmates, you're having trouble conveying your point in the discussion, so you decide to convey it through music. You start singing, and suddenly everyone else joins you in your kick-ass musical number. It's so amazing that the people with whom you were arguing totally get your point and change their minds once the song is over. You gain +2 creativity. So, I was playing Foth. I was playing Foth. I'm Zoe, and I was playing Foth. I hope that stands for fuck a faker, because that's what you are. You're a faker. How do you figure, Leonard? I was just trying to tell Vicky how much fun I was having being a fake gamer girl, because if you're a real gamer girl, you wouldn't need to talk about how fun games are. You would just be playing them. Real fan doesn't go around showing their fanness in people's faces. That's just what girls do, because they're doing it for attention. Leonard, literally all you do is try to prove that you're a real fan. You're the one who interrupted this perfectly normal conversation. Fake conversation! Leonard. Fake Leonard. No, wait, real Leonard. Girls are the fake ones. So are you saying there are no real gamer girls? I thought I had met one once. She wasn't like all the other girls. Right up until she was, when the bitch friend-zoned me and went out and did some asshole chupacabra. Wait, how did that have anything to do with her interest in gaming? Poor Zoe. She's new enough to this whole being a high school girl thing that she has no idea that there's no reasoning with the Leonards of the world. Not to be a white knight or anything, but you really should step in and find a way to distract Leonard so you and Zoe can discuss absolutely gender-neutral topics like gaming in peace. Distract Leonard by finally creating the perfect real gamer girl profile in Twitter. Tell Leonard that you've heard someone saying there's no wrong way to play video games. I'm gonna go with this one. Yes! I also heard that. They were saying every way of enjoying video games is valid as long as it's fulfilling for you personally. What? Who said that? No wrong way to enjoy That's insane! What about casually with friends? That's a wrong way to enjoy video games! How about enjoying them in a way that doesn't shit on other people's enjoyment because their perspective deviates from yours? That doesn't sound right, now does it? Fucking cucks trying to ruining video games for everyone else. I need to put an end to this room right now. Wow. Anyway, I was playing Foth the other day. Zoe gets to finish her story uninterrupted, and you get to learn about her passions and interests. What a delightful way to get +2 charm and +1 fun.
Let's go.
Alrighty. Let's go for smarts. That day you learn a ton of spells that are as cool as they are seemingly useless. A spell to renew sticker stickiness, a spell to turn chocolate and vanilla ice cream into vanilla and chocolate ice cream, a spell to gain +2 smarts. You actually use that last spell and gain +2 smarts. You were going to help Zoe with her math homework after, but you notice her surrounded by a crowd of sinister cloaked figures. She seems pissed about it. Guys, stop it. I don't want any dead goats. I'm at school.
We must
And we understand you perfectly, Lord Sigurd. This is a test. We must bring you even more dead goats to satisfy your dark hunger. What? No, that's the opposite of what I said, and I don't go by Sigurd anymore. It's Zoe, okay? Zoe! Can we take a run check on that study session, Vicky? I can't stand to be around these jerks. Zoe brushes past you on her way out. The cultists stare at you with unconcealed awe. Well, okay, it's concealed by the terrifying masks, but still. Sigurd, addressed by you by name, and you did not go mad with pleasure? It addressed you almost as if you were an equal. It passed within inches of your frail mortal frame, and what's more, it mentioned rain. Could it be that was referring to the fabled storm of cerebrospinal fluid, which will one day come to quench all sanity? Brothers, sisters, bow down before Vicky, for they are clearly the prophet of Sigurd. Please, O prophet, guide our worship. For we have noticed of late that our Lord appears dissatisfied with our sacrifices. The blood of many goats once pleased the Lord, and yet now we do not understand what has changed. That's pretty obvious. Perhaps, given your special relationship with our incomprehensible master, you could suggest a new sort of sacrifice that would please it. Fuck it. You got nothing better to do. You decide to be prophet for the day. You tell them that what they should really be sacrificing. It's important to learn from your mistakes. So sacrifice another goat, but write your sorry on the side. Sacrifice your own harmful prejudices. Yes. First. Failure. Of course, our own harmful prejudices. Where the body are those located again? You try to explain that you are being metaphorical, but they're too busy discussing amongst themselves. Yes, the pancreas. Break out the sacrificial scalpels. You've never watched a crowd of people cheerfully disembowel themselves before. It's bad. Hey Vicky, I realize I've forgotten my... Sigurd has come. Quick comment. Shower our Dark Master with proof of our ultimate sacrifice. Hey, stop throwing your pancreases at me. Not cool. But it's too late. The cultists are all dead now because cutting out your own pancreas is not a healthy thing to do. If I had a nickel for every time a group of my cultists died from misguided organ loss. This is not how I want my life to be anymore. This is so depressing. I'm gonna go stare into the void until it stops staring back. Fuck. Who's gonna clean up all these dead bodies? You lose -2 boldness and -1 fun.
Let's go.
Let's try the miners. You wouldn't normally choose to sit with Dahlia and the Wolfpack during lunch, but right now they seem to be competing to see who can throw the refrigerator the furthest, and their table seems like the safest place to be.
No way!
Aw, come on, that fridge totally would have been the furthest throw yet if I hadn't hit all those kobolds. It's not my fault you can't aim, and now the fridge has kobold guts all over it. It's too slippery to throw. If only there was some other way to prove which one of us had the biggest, strongest muscles. If only someone had an idea for how I could prove once and for all that I'm the buffest of all. If only. Okay, you get it. How can they prove this wrongness to you? You've tried lifting weights. You've tried lifting refrigerators, but have you tried lifting my spirits? The strongest person is whoever can lift all their money at once while giving it to me. My spirits. But spirits aren't like a physical object, bro. That's like trying to lift the concept of buffness itself. Are you telling me that you're too weak to lift the concept of buffness itself? What? No! We didn't say that. Nobody said that. We can lift Vicky's spirits for sure. But, why don't you go first? No problem. Vicky, prepare to get your soul harvested, and then lift it. You point out that you said spirits, not soul. Blast! The floor is yours, Wolfpack. Okay, we did a hunt about this, and we think the best way to lift your spirits is to stand on our heads and make fart noises while little elves paint our bellies.
I will.
Damnation! Why did I not think of that? You win this round, Wolfpack. The only real winner is you, because you get to watch the Wolfpack behave like utter knobs in front of the whole cafeteria. You gain +4 fun. Evening.
Let's go.
Okay, so choosing the bathrooms. We could probably use more creativity, so let's go to the auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you can't help but feel like you're not as good as the role requires you to be. There doesn't seem to be any ordinary way of getting yourself there, but there might be an extraordinary way. You summon the devil, one of many, and make a deal to enhance your creativity just a bit. You gain plus 2 creativity. You also use minus 3 years of life at the end of the deal, but who cares? They weren't happening in-game anyway. To be or not to be as high as bombs. Not even a question, I'm already there. To treat or not to treat. Wait, I can't ask questions. I'm a tree. Okay guys, I'm really digging the Shakespearean fanfic you're doing here. Now all we need to do is kiss. Kiss who? Just point the way. I'll kiss whoever. How about death? I tried it was okay. That's actually how I died. No, it was being metaphorical. I meant that you should join me and feel the gentle caress of the dark side. Oh, this play just got spicy. I mean, I'm playing a cult member, so 100% of my on board with this. And trees provides shade. Perhaps I'm already on the dark side. And I'm a plague doctor, so like, doctors are good, but plague is bad. I don't know what to choose. There's at least a 50% chance Polly will choose to go with the dark side. That chance, like Polly, is unacceptably high. Put a stop to this madness. Not everything is about good and evil, guys. The real quest has always been to find a shirt for a poor, topless Dimitri. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Okay, let's think here. Not sure which stats these ones go to. Any ideas, chat? This could be fun, it could be creativity or charm. This is probably not boldness. I think I'll go for this one. Ah! I don't know, that seems a bit derivative. Of what? Oh, you know, the Iliad, the Brothers Karamazov, Waiting for Godot. Surely they seem like wildly different classic works in extremely different genres. But if you really dig into the subtext, you'll see that they're all ultimately about one thing. Men search for t-shirts in an unforgiving world. Now that I think about it, too, it's that obvious. I just want to point out that since trees don't wear t-shirts, the plot idea is really dismissive of me and of my struggles as an Ebola American. Great, I didn't want to put on my shirt anyways. So are we going with the dark side or... Not now, Dimitri, can't you see we're too busy being disappointed in Vicky? Fine, I'll come back later. Thanks for killing the vibe, Vicky. Dimitri vanishes into a cloud of purple smoke. You go off to you read the Iliad. How did you not realize how much of it is about t-shirts? You lose 2 smarts and 1 charm. Alrighty, halfway through. Yeah, let's try to get that charm up. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. The match is so intense and both teams are so into it that you decide to raise the stakes by betting part of your charm against part of the other team leader's charm. That commitment amazes your whole team and the spirit is fueled by determination. Finally, you win and take +2 charm from the other team's leader. She's now a little bit less fabulous. During a break between dodgeball matches, you spot Coach shouting some encouraging words at Zoe. Come on, Zoe, let's go! 100 burpees! It's the fun exercise that's fun to say. Don't you want to be your best self? Of course I do, Coach. And I'm grateful for all the time and attention you spend with us students. You know what they say, time and attention are all the deadlifts of the soul. Sure, but with all the time you spend learning about encouraging us, how many people have you taken the time to get to know you? I mean, you don't even know your real name. Oh, my name, it's... Well, why you decided to become a high school coach? Tell us about that. Well, if you really want to know, I first fell in love with sports through the noble game of beach volleyball. But that's not why I became a coach. No, I became a coach because of my father. Oh, was he a great coach too? No, he was quite the opposite. A tiger tycoon who made billions selling unhealthy sugar-frosted cornflakes to kids. With his ill-gotten gains, he bought us a fabulous home in the jungles of Miami. But to me, it was no better than a cardboard box. No better than the cardboard boxes that ship the sugary cereal out to unmuscled children all over the world. I had to escape. And when I did, I vowed to devote my life to helping kids stay healthy. But even so, I'm not sure I'll ever be able to do enough to make up for the sins of my father. Hey Coach, don't be sad. You're a great coach. And I'm sure any of us here would totally love to help you crusade against unhealthy breakfast. Zoe looks around for other students to agree with her, but they all very carefully ignoring her. You, on the other hand, kind of want to sweep Zoe, so you're off figure 8. Let's replace breakfast with more exciting morning activities, so kids do that instead of eating. No breakfast means no unhealthy breakfast. Let's create a hip new mascot for healthy food. Kids love hip new mascots. So this sounds like creativity, this sounds like fun. It is. After brainstorming with Zoe for a few minutes to unveil your amazing plan to coach. Our exciting new morning activity is called Breakfaster. It's like breakfast, but instead of eating, you get chased by hyenas. Isn't that dangerous? Yes. Oh, okay. Not only that, but all of that running will help build healthy heart, lung, and leg muscles. Exercise and not eating an unhealthy breakfast? You've combined my two favorite things. Thank you so much, you two. It's so good to know that someone else cares as much as I do about the children. Don't thank us. Thank the hyenas. Thanks, hyenas. What could go wrong? Probably nothing. You gain +2 boldness and +1 creativity. Alrighty, so we're going to give Zoe, so, let's go for some free stats again. I like free stats. You expect the couple to be left alone at lunch, but they actually seem really happy to see you.
Hello, sad single loser.
Oh god, Vicky, we could use a little bit of help. Tate and I spent all of third period gazing lovingly into each other's eyes in the bathroom mirror, and now his eyeballs are all dried out. Would you mind putting some drops in his eyes? His coordination isn't so great ever since I accidentally assimilated some of the nerve endings on his shoulders. Happy to help. You take the eye drops out of the couple's shared backpack and gently drip a few couples into Tate's vacant, lifeless eyes. Slowly, painfully, he lifts one arm to give you a limp thumbs up. Oh, I love seeing him happy. Thank you so much. I can't let a good deed go unrewarded, so how about a free disease?
I'm intoxicated.
I can produce all kinds of funky wacky spores. They're toxic, but in the fun way. Fuck it, why not? Or I'd rather lick some of your weird mushrooms, if that's okay. Let's go with weird mushrooms. Oh, of course. If I would have offered, but most people don't want to lick something because they think they're toxic or something. And I mean they are, but I'm made out of them and I'm fine. So I don't know why everybody's so worried about it. You don't either. You beautiful idiot. You lick the mushrooms. Your tongue turns purple, grows eyes and a mouth, and develops a cool personality. Congratulations. You're probably just really good at oral sex now. I mean, marital handshakes. You gain +4 fun. So I'm definitely going with a fun build here.
Let's go.
Let me see. Let's try just a bit more creativity. That day, the rehearsal for the class play, you do a terrific job at acting. You act so hard that some of your classmates in the audience throw roses at you. 7 roses, to be exact. Damn, roses aren't a valid currency or stat in this game. Anyway, you check your converter app to see if this could translate into something a bit more useful. It seems 7 roses equals 2 creativity points. Sweet. You gain +2 creativity. Having stretched, kicked your faces and belted for the gods, it's time to get down to business. Rehearsing the classical musical Anti-Main. And now, Princess Tortellini, my sweet damsel in distress, prepare to die. Can we hold, please? Dude, why would you interrupt me? I was in the moment like I was a fucking Meisner. I fail to see how having intercourse with Meisner would improve. Fucking was the descriptor, Miranda. Can I please say my goddamn lines? I mean, you could, but don't you want this musical to be better? Auntie Main, an evil Dark Knight, being a bad guy? It's so predictable, right? Aren't we all about inverting tropes at Spooky High? It does seem like that the leading lady role is somewhat outdated. Here we are in the modern age, and some of her reactions to male violence could be taken straight from fake horses going up and down in a circle. Fine, whatever. It's my brilliant and hair-raising portrayal of Auntie Mame isn't good enough for you, then go ahead and think of an awesome plot twist, and I'll nail that too. Right as Auntie Mame is about to slay the princess, it's revealed he never got his Dark Knight's license and can't practice the trade, at which point the play turns into a complex and exciting adventure in bureaucracy. Auntie Mame is not a dark one. Not at all, but an undercover cop who spent the last 20 years working from within the villain system to dismantle the whole operation. Let's go this way. Yes! Finally, some creativity that works. I love it! Aw, man, an undercover cop, that's so freaking metal, man. And it's like, once Auntie Ming comes out of deep cover, he's just like, I don't even know who I am anymore, man. I've been a Dark Knight so long I don't recognize myself out of the armor. Daddy always says that bureaucracy is an excellent tool for the destruction of the master's spirits. He just wakes up in the middle of the night screaming about eldritch curses. I love it! I think we have a hit on our hands. Man, you guys, that's a fucking job. All I know anymore are lances and potions. Dope. Being a playwright is easy as fuck, apparently. Way to gain +2 smarts and +1 fun, my creative friend.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so let's actually raise up more... Let's raise up our smarts. That day, you are astounded by the new stuff you learn in class. You thought high school was all about doing stupid shit with your friends and trying to find true love. Who would have thought that class could actually be useful? What a nice surprise. You gain +1 variable lessons. Good luck trying to use that in this game in +2 smarts. Another day of class, another seemingly arbitrary group project given out by Mrs. the Loch Ness Monster. Upgrade Calculester. What is every other group doing for this assignment? He's our only Robo classmate. Yeah, besides Calculester is absolutely perfect as he is. Error, factual inaccuracy, I have multiple bugs. Having bugs doesn't make you any less perfect. Swarms of flesh-eating beetles often follow me in my dreadful wake, and I'm still crazy hot. I, too, sometimes become crazy hot. It is called overheating, and it is yet another problem with my physical form. Just let me improve your self-esteem, mechanical mortal. I mean, hooray, body positivity! Look, I get where you're coming from, Zoe, and Calculus is great as he is, but our grades won't be unless we buckle down. Buckling down is what you're best at, other than guessing which classmate would like the response, but now isn't the time for that. We should improve him as an individual by improving the only traits that matter in life. Smarts, charm, creativity, boldness, and fun. Or, we just rename him Calculaster X, triple his price, and offer him in shiny new colors for the bigger screen. Let's go with this one. So smart. Yes, of course. He's immersing myself completely in Spooky High. I've quickly come to realize that traits like honor, nobility, empathy, and logic have no place here. Void Girl and Vicky call it Calculaster. Let's farm those stats. Well, we're already in class, so that's 1 smarts for Calculaster, right? All we have to do is finish this assignment, which we'll never do by getting 1 smarts. Booyah! Next, we should get some creativity by rehearsing for a play in the auditorium, and then we can get some boldness in the bathroom. What? Why would you get boldness for going to the bathroom? That makes no goddamn sense. Logic dictates that requires absolutely no boldness for carbon-based life forms to fulfill basic biological functions. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. However, fulfilling those same biological functions as a non-living entity requires a great deal of boldness. QED, bitches. To the bathrooms. You scamper off to the toilet zone, while Calculator takes the boldest artificial dump you've ever seen. I stand corrected. You tally up the results, and it turns out you have collected 2 smart, 2 creativity, and 2 boldness. You all split the proceeds, and you end up with +2 smarts and +1 creativity, because math isn't a stat at this high school. Okay, so we're still doing pretty good with Zoe, so let's get free stats with Cuckboy. Or go to the shop. Or this fucker. Thoughts, chat? Ooh, you can also use the wasp keys. Fine. Let's go to the shop.
Hey, stranger.
Hey, last night I read this article on how money causes pocket cancer in the long run. You don't want to get pocket cancer. Quick, give me that dangerous money you have in your still healthy pockets. Alright, so we have a PR agent, a Russian novel with insightful approach to universal matters such as love and death. What I really want to do is up my charm, which I believe is the sexy fake Latin accent. Why? The hottest thing is being yourself, honey, but a Latin accent is close second, to be honest.
No refunds.
Bye, stranger.
Let's go.
Let's up creativity one more time. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you are struck by the lightning of inspiration. You come up with the ultimate nickname for yourself. You tell everyone to call you by it. Also known as one of the 7 most douchebaggish moves in the world. But the nickname is so awesome, inventive, and appropriate that people decide to go with it. Quite the feat. You gain +2 creativity. We, the devs, dare you to actually come up with a nickname for yourself and ask the other players to call you by that name until the end of this run. Just call me Ambiguous Influence, chat. You're chilling with Zoe, watching her draw some cute little chibi characters getting eaten by nightmare fluid, when Leonard slides into your midst. Hey, your art's not bad for a girl. I might have a major opportunity for you. Oh cool, as much as I hate your casual sexism, I love opportunities. What's up? I'm looking for someone to do a custom drawing for my YouTube channel. It'll be me, but with sunglasses, and my muscles are huge, and you can't tell from my facial hair that I'm right about everything. Yeah, I could probably do that. No guarantee that it won't drive your viewers insane, though. If they go insane, they weren't with true fans to begin with. Great, let's talk a little more about what you want, and then we can negotiate a price for the commission. Excuse me, price? Exposure to my 284 YouTube subscribers isn't good enough for you?
What?
No? Wow, typical. Here I am, trying to give the opportunity of a lifetime, and you can't think of anything but money. Did you hear me when I said how many subscribers I have? 284! And that's just right now. By the end of this weekend, it could easily be 285 or 286, and from there, it's just a few orders of magnitude until I hit 600. A real savvy artist would understand the value of getting good with me while I'm still on the rise. This could be huge for you. Anyway, too long didn't read. No cash right now. I'm investing all my capital in my craft in the hopes of maybe someday becoming a YouTube sensation. You're an artist. Do it for the love of art or whatever dumb fucking reason artists have for doing art shit. As Ron pours more and more garbage words out of his mouth, you can feel the air around Zoe turning into pink tentacles of wrath. Uh-oh. If you can't broker a deal between those two, who knows what will happen to reality? Maybe you can convince Leonard to pay with something other than money. Why don't you pay with one of your kidneys? I mean, you've already got two, and once you're a YouTube sensation, you can buy as many kidneys as you want. If all you've got right now is hope for the future, why not pay with your future? Pledge to be Zoe's indentured servants from age 32 to 36. This feels boldness. Let's see what this one is. Haha! Deal, suckers! What, you think I was just a regular high school age? I'm motherfucking Japanese swamp vampire, you utter cucks. I turned 36 600 years ago. Oh, that's okay. I'll just extract payment from your past self. What do you mean? Oh, fuck my memories! Don't worry, I'll just bend the fabric of time and space to steal 4 years of your life. But tell me even now. I suddenly bear deep emotional scars from events I never expected. My entire life is non-canon. So, do you still want that drawing for another 2 years of your past? I'll even do it in color. No thanks. I think I need to go lie down for a while. Okay, enjoy the incessant nightmares. The what? Oh, that Zoe, so adorable. You gain +2 smarts and +1 creativity. Alrighty, final week.
Let's go.
So, let's do Charm. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Amidst the battle, you spot a fellow player that seems utterly discouraged. She thinks she's not worth anything at dodgeball, and she attempts to throw the ball at herself. You explain to her that many ways you think she's unique and wonderful, while also defending the many pleasures in life. With your help, she's capable of finding reasons to keep playing and gains a sense of self-worth. You gain +1 BFF. Sadly, she's not part of this game, so that beautiful friendship will take place off-screen, and +2 charm. In the next game, you end up with on a team with Vera, Zoe, and Polly. The Dream Team. For your idea foursome, but for Dodgeball, not so much. They don't really even seem to want to be here. I can't believe we're stuck in this interminable sporting event when we could be doing something so much more lucrative. Yeah, like hiding in the bathroom stall to learn my classmates' secrets and add them to my fanfic, or hiding in the bathroom stall for sex reasons. I was going to say, taking over a small South American country, but to each their own, I suppose. Whatever, I bet you could do that in your bathroom stall. You're smart. But we won't be able to do anything in any bathroom stall unless we stop this dumb dodgeball game. It's been going on forever. Seriously, I'm pretty sure I subjected the minds of my victims to eternal torments that were shorter than this match. You suspect that this might be a bit of an exaggeration, but who cares? This is your chance to get in good with your dream team by dreaming of a way to end the match. Convince Coach that dodgeball has to stop because it's cultural appropriation, or mustard gas. Cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation, you say? But whose culture? And what are we appropriating? You tell him that you'd love to answer, but asking questions is also cultural appropriation. From the Sphinx. The Sphinx? What did Vicky just say about asking questions? But you're asking questions. Oh, so just because she's got snakes for hair, you think that makes her not a sphinx? You're doing it too. I'm too confused. Dodgeball is cancelled. Hooray, we win! Now let's talk to the bathroom for various reasons. You guys have a great time fucking off in the bathrooms for the rest of the period. Good thing fucking off in the bathrooms isn't cultural appropriation. Or is it? Either way, gain +2 fun and +1 creativity. And free stats. You're hoping to enjoy your meal in peace, but Coach seems to have a different idea. What is this? Eating regular food again? Fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy, blood? These are all parts of a complete lunch, sure. But you're forgetting the most important food group of all. Dietary supplements. Don't you worry now. Old Coach never goes anywhere without some emergency vitamins. Here, take your pick. It would be rude to turn him down. And who knows, maybe you'll gain some benefit after all. Cole holds out 2 pill bottles. Palomino Gold's 25 horse supplement for a shiny coat and luxurious maid. A completely black bottle emblazoned with a Chinese character for party time. You swallow the entire bottle of horse supplements, because it's no use committing to a bad decision halfway. Well, tell that to the ivermectin crowd. Yep. Suddenly, you feel your hair growing silkier, even though you're not sure you've had hair to begin with. Something seems different about you. For some reason, I want to stroke your mane and feed you sugar lumps. It's probably because you're how healthy you are, from all the vitamins.
And don't forget to
It's like
take
I
your
always say,
vitamins.
when life gives you vitamins, take them, no matter what the label on the bottle says. You're inclined to agree. Also, some sugar lumps do sound good. Your classmates all gather around to comment on what a pretty pony you are. Everyone loves a horse, or high school students slowly turning into one. You gain +4 charm.
Let's go.
And let's finish it up with sports, why not? That day, your teacher delivers an amazingly creative performance that blows all your minds. It ends up being a sensation on YouTube. Your teacher gains +10 coolness, but who cares? He's not trying to romance your classmates. Or is he? I hope not. Oh, you also gain +2 smuts. Hooray! It seems like Zoe is practically blushing magenta as she settles up to you. So, listen, Vicky. Hanging out at school and getting into wacky shenanigans is great and everything, but it's also so randomly absurd and absurdly random that I just want to have some kawaii date time. So what if we do something super cute and adorable together, like a nice little picnic? I mean, I still want it to be personal to me, you know, so I want to have a picnic in this pocket dimension nightmare void that holds a special place in my heart. It's just a super cute, super cozy despair realm devoid of any sense and unreachable to normal minds, so I like to hang out there and watch anime on my phone between classes. Anyway, want to meet me in there in a few? I'll bring us some cute little picnic snacks. You try to think of a way to keep you from losing your sanity and getting your soul fractured. See you in a few. Ah, shit, that sounds super adorable. Except for the losing your mind part, but you know a good way to fix that. Grab a cup of coffee, some nuts and blueberries, and scoff them down, all food well known for being good for your brain. Purchase a foil anti-void hat from a very trustworthy dude who sells stuff in the dark alley behind the school. So this sounds like smuts. Yes! You stop by the school snack shop, which is a thing that exists, but is rarely mentioned because, what, you think you know every single location at Spooky High? You don't. You get half calf macchiato triples, sal cal latte, some trail mix and blueberries, and shove them in the old food hole. Immediately you can feel their magic working. Hey there, Vicky. You ready to head to the despair realm? You sure hope so. Zoe takes her hand, and you can feel your heart pound and your pulse race. She leads you onward. So, here it is. I hope you like the atmosphere. I mean, not the atmosphere, like the vibe. I mean, I hope you like that as well. I just mean that, like, literally how devoid of oxygen this actual atmosphere here is. Whether or not this would have been a problem for you normally, which is frankly debatable, it certainly isn't today. Not after that healthy and energizing snack. You always use a healthy snack to start the day off right and decimate obstacles from geometry tests to getting impaled with a spear, which are equally likely at this school. Are you having fun? You seem like you're having fun, right? Like, you're having fun? I mean, you're not shrieking with agony and your eyes haven't melted out of your face and you're still speaking coherently, so that's pretty good for this dimension. It's a good baseline for any day, really. You and Zoe have a wonderful and super cutesy time drinking your sodas to the sounds of the wind echoing in your ears, eerily like the shrieks of the dying. It seems like a healthy snack isn't quite healthy enough to keep your brain from any change whatsoever, because you're now inexplicably wholly empathetic to the feelings of raccoons. But it was still everything Zoe dreamt of, specifically that you survived it, and gained +2 charm with raccoons, which bleeds over into your regular martial life too, along with +1 fun. Alright, let's see if we can go to the prom with Zoe.
Zoe in.
Yes!
Let's go.
Indeed. You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you. Prom together? Well, you're worthy of my grace. It means I like you. Zoe's words come off a bit weird, but later you discover in some conspiranoia forums that your reality is just a poorly dubbed version of the original reality. And after much investigation, you unravel that in the original timeline, she actually told you she loves you. That's good. No one can censor your potential relationship.
You're the Naruto to my Garfield.
Now that's an image. Prom night was wild. You spent all night discussing about Yu-Gi-Oh! And how you strongly believe it is a prequel to Jurassic Park. Zoe was skeptical at first, but surely got aroused by the intensity of your arguments. One theory led to another, and eventually led to sweet marital handshakes. Because, you know, marital handshakes always find a way, especially when you believe in the heart of the cards. Alright, Vicky, most likely get an anal bleaching. Zoe, best at shipping. So, this was actually a very good run. In Monster Prom, it is very easy to get into either cycle of doing very well or doing very poorly. And we got a very good cycle this time. Those 6 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could do. Who we could be. No Freudian slips here, folks. Not at all. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. Coach saw his bright students grow and become successful and marvelous people. Someone spotted him recently, watching the sunset with a manly tear on his cheek, probably reflecting on the miracle of youth. Zoe dedicated the next several years to writing her most ambitious fanfic ever. It focused on the struggles of Shaggy containing and controlling his limitless power. It delved into the psychological nuances of the Mystery Gang, while also including crossovers with Akira, Flubber, and the unbearable lightness of Beam. It was said to mix Dostoevsky's mastery of prose and the juiciness of a very juicy Big Mac. It ended up entering the Western literary canon. Liam honed his most admirable skill and got a job with it. He now designs momentagram filters. For those 6 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended there, but there were plenty of battles left in the war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Alrighty, so that has been that run of Monster Prom. And I'll let the credits play. But thank you very much for stopping by. I am the Gifts Influence. This has been the Controlled Flight into Rain double feature with World of Horror first off, followed by Monster Prom. It will of course be on the vlog, and I will also be uploading it to my YouTube channel, Ambiguous Influence. Same name, and if you want to check it out, check it out. So tomorrow, Sunday, we are Sunday the 30th of July, we're going to be doing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Heat Death build. What is the Heat Death build? Well, tune in to find out. It's going to be a fun way to play VTM Bloodlines that I've never done before because I've played it a lot, and I have a particular way of playing it. So for now, I'm going to, let's see who we can raid and send you all on over. Take a look, see if we can have anyone to raid. Okay, no one as of yet. So, yeah, it's been around 2 hours for me. This was my first stream ever. Thank you very much for dropping by. It means a lot. And I am going to stop it here because it was the double feature and my voice is getting a bit tired. As we go on and I get more practice stretching the old vocal cords, we'll probably go a bit longer. But for now, thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic night. And do feel free to also check out the streamers Surfing Pichu or Thormangander, 2 friends of mine. Kind of really inspired me to get into streaming myself. And I hope to see you around later. Alright? Anyways, thank you very much, and have a wonderful night. This has been Ambiguous Influence.